And they go, oh my God, immediately. Immediately, hey, goodbye, mwah. I'd walk away, and she'd see my back, and she'd be like, "That's the first guy to run away." She'd open my social media, and she'd be like, "At that same bar, he's with the boys. He just left me for the boys." And I don't want Circa, but I have to win him over. I want to be interested to him. Then I'll block him, and I'd sit at home plotting like day 2. I'm the most playful. I'm fucking the shit out of her day 2, because day 2. She's expecting the exhausted guy again. And I'm like, hey, and I excite them, and they go, oh my God, Daddy's happy now. And it was a mind. But I learned this. I pick up all the women on my 8th hour of the shift at the club. When I'm drained, covered in sweat, tired, I don't want to talk to you.
So here's a prime example of something just overcomplicating the situation, overthinking. You know, a lot of guys are going to listen to this and actually take that advice. That's wild. That's like, you know, basically a needle in a haystack, way too complicated. And quite frankly, it sounds exhausting. Like, who's going to want to put all that fucking, you know, time and effort into just setting up one date? What if you have like 4 dates or 5 dates lined up in a week? How could you possibly do that where you're preparing mentally to be physically exhausted when you hang out with her, just to prove a point where you're disinterested? There's other ways to find to be disinterested if that's your strategy. If your strategy is to, you know, just seem disinterested and make it kind of like a quick meetup, and you're plotting for her to look at your Instagram account and look that you went back out with the boys that night, dude, that is wild advice. You know what I mean? That's insane. Like, I get the idea of wanting to experiment and try new things, but dude, you're gonna be, talk about drained and stressful, like, for all that to transpire just to get, you know, laid on a day 2, dude, you should be thinking about fucking on the first date. Absolutely. I know his thing was that they're not going to stick around, which is a fallacy to begin with. I mean, and I can't believe that's dating advice. That girls could stick around after the first date if you fuck them right and hang out with them right. You know, time is extremely subjective. This day 2 waiting and all this strategy, it's really a bad strategy, and it's nonsense. You know, there's a much easier way to go about things. The path to least resistance, really. You know, if you get a girl on the first date, you want to get her right back to your house as soon as possible. If she's not willing to do that, do just drinks, wine, coffee. Yeah, I get making it not dragging out a big long date if you sense that you're not going to get laid that night. But that is the absolute extreme. You know, that's unnecessary.